Welcome to Bucked Off with Boggsy, a new segment here on the OHIO podcast. We're thankful you decided to join us for this episode. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe. Really does help our channel and all that we're trying to accomplish here at the OHIO podcast. If you haven't already, check us out on all of our socials. You can do so over on X at the Ohio Pod. Facebook, we're there as well, the OHIO podcast over there on Facebook. Email us at the Ohio podcast at gmail.com. And all else fails, you go check out our website. It is under construction currently. We hope to get that up and running here very soon at the ohiopodcast.com. Guys, what's got me bucked off this week? Well, I'll tell you what's got me bucked off this week. The College Football Playoff Committee announced last week that they have a new chairman of their board to determine who the 12 teams who will make the College Football Playoff will be in the first year of the 12-team playoff in 2024. That chairman being this guy right here, Warde Manuel. Now, if you look at this picture, you say to yourself, that looks like a great guy, a real gentleman. Probably played college football. Indeed, he did. Large human being, probably on the offense or defensive line, and you'd be right in that assumption. Carries with it some distinction as a athletic director at a major blue blood college in college sports. All of those assumptions would be true if you just looked at the picture. But this is Warde Manuel. And Warde Manuel is also this guy right here. He is the athletic director for a little university in Ann Arbor, Michigan, a team known as Scum to us who live in the Buckeye State. And this is why I'm bucked off. Not because someone from Michigan is on the board. No, that's not it at all. I'm not bucked off because he happens to be the athletic director for the team who's beaten us 3 straight years in a row. That's not why I'm upset either. This is why I'm upset that this man has been selected the chair of the board, meaning he's going to explain the decisions that this 12-person committee makes for the 12-team playoff in 2024. When you do a little digging, you find out that the College Football Playoff Selection Committee is supposed to be arriving at the decision of who the top 12 teams, who has been 4 for the last however many years, with the 134 Division I programs. And they're supposed to arrive at this decision that they make with integrity, right? The initial CFP Selection Committee protocol deemed, this is their mission statement, if you will, that these members would be football experts tasked with upholding the principles and working towards the guiding principles that decide the college football playoff rankings. The principles, if you will, that will determine the national champion in the sport we all love. And they chose to be the voice of this, describing how they've come to these 12 teams based off these protocols. The voice of that is going to be this guy. What are we doing, college football? What are we doing? We couldn't find 12 football experts out there. We couldn't do it. We arrived at this gentleman. And this is why I'm upset about this. Again, not because of the hat he's wearing on his head. That's not why I'm upset. Who he has defended and who is celebrated, even though he left town in the midst of an NCAA investigation and now will be the head coach of your LA Chargers. These are some of the things he's had to deal with as athletic director while Jim Harbaugh has been the head coach of that program. Illegal satellite camps. We've all forgot about that, haven't we? Remember how Jim Harbaugh was going to go up to 36 at one point, 36 different satellite camps to illegally recruit, including down south, which is where this all came from when the SEC teams were like, hold on a second. There could be a little bit of stretching here and there, and no one was going to say anything, but no, 36. The NCAA put a stop to that. That was just number one. How about the cheeseburger gate during COVID? Now, again, I, at the time, laughed at that and thought this is ridiculous and the NCAA is dumb and actually defended Jim Harbaugh at the time. But that was actually probably a mistake on my part because I think that revealed the desperation that Jim was at during that time period and the lengths he was about to go to make sure that he was going to achieve his goal, including cheating. So Cheeseburger Gate was the second thing that came to my mind while thinking about this guy as our new chairman of the CFP committee. How about football staffer Alex Yud? Or Yud, I don't know how you pronounce it. Yuck is what it should change his last name to, who was arrested for eliciting sex from a minor. Again, in his football program, on his staff, this guy's the athletic director for that. How about Matt Weiss and the FBI investigation for illegally accessing people's emails? Now, I know what you're going to say if you're a fan of that team up north, and please spare me the comments because I'm not going to respond to you when you comment in the comment section about I'm just being bitter. Again, I don't care that he's the athletic director from Michigan. What I care about is what message this sends to the rest of the college football community when the athletic director of a program with all of these investigations and all of these issues, he's the voice of that now? Matt Weiss, FBI investigation for illegally accessing people's emails. This is a computer access crime. Do you really want someone coming to your place of work, and reading your emails without your permission? That took place in this guy's. He was fired, understand, all right? I'm sure he didn't want that to happen, but it happened nonetheless. And then we get to what's been going on the last few years with Connor Stallions. Oh, yes, that little staffer that no one knew, apparently, was spending his own money that he was making selling vacuum cleaners on Amazon. That guy that no one apparently knew about, who was going to other teams' games on the sidelines. Yeah, he got fired too. That investigation still going on. And we've not received the outcome of that. But yet, this guy is going to be the voice of college football in the playoffs next year in 2024. And that's the program he's in charge of. And you just think that we should just be okay with that? I'm not okay with that. This really ticks me off. There's no way this man should have been selected to be the voice of the playoff committee when his program has been as dirty, his football program has been as dirty as it has been under the leadership and guidance of Jim Harbaugh, the man he hired. And people are saying, well, Jim Harbaugh and Warde Manuel didn't get along. I don't care. I don't care if they were best buds and now they're the biggest enemies on the planet. He was in charge during that time. He was the athletic director. Jim Harbaugh answered to him. And now he's going to be the voice of the new 12-team playoff in college football. Dumb. Just flat out dumb. And absolutely should not be happening. And if this guy had any integrity, he would have not have accepted that position while his football program is under an NCAA investigation. And I know I'm going to get comments because people are going to be quick to type before they even get to this point of the video because I know how people are. I understand the College Football Playoff Committee is not ran by the NCAA. I understand that. But the playoff committee is supposed to have integrity. And if you ask any Florida State fan, they will tell you there is zero integrity in the College Football Playoff Committee. So maybe it's a perfect marriage. The guy with zero integrity being the voice of a playoff committee that apparently has none. That's my take. That's my 2 cents. And that's why this guy is bucked off. You've been watching Bucked Off with Boggsy. Hey, give us a thumbs up. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Do you think it's all bunk? Do you think I'm crazy? Or do you think I'm onto something here? I'd like to know what you think. Make sure you check out our live show every Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on the OHIO podcast. Subscribe, ring the bell, get notified so you don't miss a live show, and be a part of the great community that we are building right here on the OHIO podcast.